ready at 11:30, which is great and needed because it's ridiculously hot out today. And even though I have air in my new studio, I was working in here yesterday and it hit like 92 with the air conditioner on. So that's a fun experience, but it's fine. It's not going to be that hot for just a couple days and then it'll cool off. So let's get started. I found my earbuds, yay, so I'm listening to music. I'm hoping today to really, maybe even possibly finish the top part. I've been kind of working on it a little bit in between our streaming sessions because otherwise things would take so long. So, of course, now I'm fidgeting around with everything over here. Okay. So let's see if you can see this. Oh, I broke the tip off of my pencil already. That's great. Here we go. This one's good. Okay, so we left off on Tuesday working on these. Let me use this. Working on these jellyfish here in the background, and I was talking a little bit about pushing it back into the background a little bit. So to do that, we won't use as much contrast. So with these guys here, oh, now I remember, I was working on this guy here. I used up to a 4B for the contrast to kind of pop it out. These guys here in the back, I'll be using B and 2B only so that it won't get as dark. Hi mocap, welcome. So this should not get as dark as these, and the contrast shouldn't be as big, so that these will kind of come out into the foreground and these will push back. And another helpful way of doing that is just gently kind of using the existing tone, see on my finger, and kind of just pushing it back a little bit. So it won't have as much contrast. That'll also keep it kind of further back. I have my trusty sock here that I can also use to kind of blend. And if you see, come back with the 4B here, pop this back out again. Pop this contrast out again. See the darks come back out again. Then it makes me want to go back in here, but not yet. The end. I'll pop all the darks out. It's so frustrating. I kind of want to do it right now, but we're not ready because I'm going to be dragging my arm over this chimp while I finish the background here. But I didn't finish this one now that I look at it. This needs a little bit more push and pull. Got the little guy with me today. I think he's been feeling better since Rufus passed. I got him some new food and a couple things to kind of, I think, cheer him up a little bit. And he seems to be settling in kind of to our new routine, just me and him. How's he doing good, buddy? Yeah? He just looks so little on that bed all alone. I'd like to adopt a new dog. But I'm still just too heartbroken over Rufus, and I know that if I adopt one now, I'll just be comparing the dog to Rufus, and that's not fair, and that's not a good place to be in your head. So I'm not ready. I'd love to have him back though. And I can't talk about it, it's gonna make me cry. There we go. Okay, so I pushed the contrast on that guy. And then let's see, I want to look through my pictures of jellyfish and see if I can find one at a nice angle. Maybe mix it up a little bit. What breed of dog? I don't really care. I only adopt animals from the shelter. So I've had all different kinds of dogs. I don't know, I always just look for personality. When I go to the adoptions, I always ask like which dogs are already good with other animals, because I always have a house full of other animals, and we foster kittens a lot and cats, so they have to be good with other animals. So it's nice to have an animal that's already kind of super friendly. And then training wise, like I don't care if they can sit or stay, and even potty training, like that's something that I know I can teach them. So it's more just the temperament, because I'm always going to be a multi-animal household. So no dog with a lot of prey drive that could possibly hurt one of the cats, or if we have smaller animals in the house, or so it just doesn't matter. I don't really care. I think Rufus was mostly boxer, but when I got it, like when people that have purebred boxers saw him, they always said his nose was too long to be like a purebred boxer. So I think he was mostly boxer though, and he was a fantastic dog. He was such a good boy. And Ozzy's a fantastic dog, and I don't know what he is, some kind of poodle-y mix. Ozzy, what are you, buddy? He's got a long back, so he's got some breed in him that has like a really long back. Hi, Robin. Welcome back. Thank you for joining. Did you draw today? Are you finished with your drawing for today? Okay, I couldn't resist. I just had to close. Ah, now I have to do this side. Okay. But I'm not supposed to be doing this yet because I'm still dragging my pencil or my arm over it. Ooh. I think I'm going to sneeze in a second. It's been so hot and dry here. Oh, on the boat. That sounds amazing. Oh, so you have your own boat? That is so cool. Okay, let's look at some jellyfish pictures here and see what we can find for the back. Oh, what did I do? There we go. one. Ow. Shoot, I just hit my. Oh, on the water. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That sounds really cool. Oh shoot, my iPad's gonna die. Okay. Well, this is what we can do. Where's the charger? Oh, here we go. Charger's like right there. I can actually plug it in on this side, and then you can see, and that might actually work. Well, let me see it. So glad you guys can all hear my thinking out loud over here. So this is what I was looking at. I was just looking at these pictures of jellyfish that I found. Oh my gosh, everything's gonna fall. Okay, stop. Okay, I have to be careful because I have everything kind of rigged carefully here. Come here. Ooh, charger's giving me a little bit more space. So I'm just looking at pictures of these sea nettles. I'm gonna put it here. I think that might be better for everybody to see the photos. So I'm not really copying them exactly. I'm kind of just looking at different angles. Like, look at this one. That one's super creepy looking. Like super stringy looking. Oh, thank you, Robin. That's really sweet. It's getting there. I'm really happy with it. Oh, speaking of cute, I have to see what my friend got me. Oh my gosh. Do you mind holding on for 1 second? I want to show you this thing that my friend got me. That's really cute. Okay, I just ran into the house, but check this out. In honor of Rufus. Isn't that the cutest thing? My friend from the gym gave it to me. It's got one of my favorite photos of Rufus and Ozzy together on it. And it's a really comfy throw blanket. Here, Ozzy, you gonna sleep with it right now? I just share it because it's just so cute and it cheers me up every time I see it. Isn't it nice? Yeah, it was really touching to get that, and oh, I just miss him so much, but like part of me knows like he was so old and we had a really good life together. But it doesn't seem, the rationale doesn't really, after losing Bun and then him and my horse is like 30. Oh, the reality of that is really hard. I try not to think about it, but I have a lot of rescued senior animals and just feel like lately they're, I don't know, it's been hard. Oh shoot, here we go. Let's bring back that jellyfish picture. Here he is. Here's the super creepy one. Look at this, it feels really, I don't know, I kind of get creeped out just looking at this one. I don't know if I want to try. That one's cool. Why don't we just make one up? Let's just do that because I gotta make them fit in this space and it's gonna be hard. Let's just, so we got this one going this way. Why don't we have one kind of coming around this way? You know, let's use this. And a shape like that, and then here are the squiggles. Squiggles can kind of come. Let's turn that off. Let this charge for a little bit. Here, I'm gonna put this over here. We'll let that charge. We'll just draw a jellyfish from our heads for now. I could get the gist of it. This guy. Now these guys are not gonna be as rendered as this because I really want this to stand out. Oh, that sounds lovely. Oh, bull mastiff, you must be huge. I love mastiffs. They're so sweet and I love their squishy faces. That's awesome that you could do that. That's really great. I'm thinking what's gonna happen is usually for me, for animals, I either find one or I just go into adoption fair one day and see somebody that I just know I need to take home, but it's gonna be a while because I've got some cool stuff I'm doing this fall, and it's gonna bring me away from home a lot more. So it's really not a good time to introduce a new animal right now. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of putting in some, not like that. This is why it's so cool to draw like this, because there's no commitment. There we go. Yeah, I know. And oh my gosh, look at who's sleeping on it. He just went and, oh, Ozzy. Yeah. But while I'm going to be starting this new thing soon, um, I'll be taking Ozzy to my mom's house, which is near where I'm going to be working. And she's got 2 little dogs that he's friends with. So he'll have companionship while I'm, I guess I could say what I'm doing. I haven't really said anything. I haven't made anything public yet because I haven't started, and I'm kind of nervous. But I'm apprenticing at a tattoo place near here. So I'll be a licensed tattoo artist in 2020. So I'll be designing and tattooing, as well as doing my fine art next year. So it's really exciting and I'm super nervous. But that means that's good, because that means I really want it and I really want to do a good job. And I've been designing tattoos for almost 20 years. And I have a lot of clients that I just design the tattoo for, and then they go off and find, you know, a tattoo artist to complete it. And more recently, I've been enjoying that part so much, the talking with people and collaborating and really making pieces so personal, and the idea that they'll be wearing them the rest of their lives is just amazing. And so I decided to take it to the next level and try something new. So that's what I'll be doing. starting the 17th of September. My internship or my apprenticeship starts. I'll still be drawing. I don't know if I'll be live streaming as much, but I still have my shows for 2020, so it's going to be extended apprenticeship because I have commitments already for the next few years for shows and exhibitions. So it'll be in conjunction with that. But I feel like it's time to expand as an artist and really like push and see what I can do. So for this jellyfish, it's all B because I really want it to sit further back in the space. Thank you, Robin. Oh yes, I do need to. You know what? These are actually from a fundraiser that I did for the city here. We do this arts fundraiser every year, so they're actually just up on the wall to unwrinkle them because they were kind of damaged when I brought them over from the other studio. But when I start a new one, yeah, I should live stream it. But it's going to be a little bit before I do that because I have commission work and small work for these upcoming shows that I got to work on. Oh, an exhibition in Europe. I've had a couple in Europe over the years. My last one was in France, near Paris. It was a couple years ago, but it's really difficult showing abroad. Just to get the artwork there costs so much that it's really challenging with drawings to get them there, and even if they do sell, to make enough money for it to be worth it with customs and shipping and all of that. I do ship my coloring books and sometimes prints to Europe, but when I ship the USPS, they have a pretty good international rate, so it's not too much for the customers to get artwork shipped in a tube, like my prints and stuff. But I'd love to do more exhibitions in Europe. Yeah, this guy kind of just like pushes back now into the background. It's not really encroaching on any of this. And again, it's going to be like give and take. As new things go in, it messes with, so I'm going to have to like push these out. But that's the idea, so we're just going to start stacking these jellyfish behind now. You can see this guy that just went in. I also realized I'm gonna have to push a little bit more with these chimps and the koala too to separate it. Okay, let's plan out another one here. Use this just a little bit. I feel like I should have my pen right here. wish I could zoom in. You can see how cute Ozzy looks curled up on his blanket. Let's see. No, I don't like that there. Let's erase it. And just like that, it's gone. Let's see. Maybe I'll leave this. This is what would be the sketch time if I was an artist that actually did sketches ahead of time, which I will be doing for my tattoo because you don't get redos. But for this, I love just kind of seeing. I could do a whole bunch of thumbnails, or I could just do it on this, and then it leaves kind of these little ghosts behind, which I really enjoy. I call ghosts like marks that are left on the paper. But I really like that that process is transparent and that it's there for everybody to see. It's one of the coolest things about drawing, so I'm not really interested in covering up all of the ways I get to the final drawing. You see this guy here? I want him to be really light, so let's push him back. It is forgiving. It is. And that process allows for this kind of stream of consciousness type drawing where you can really, like I do, normally I don't talk out loud, but you just let things kind of happen. And I really find that's like a super magical part of drawing. Allows you to have that. There's just squishy insides. That's awesome. Okay, well then coming clean, I do talk to myself, but I kind of talk to myself through, well, the dogs and now Ozzy. I'll just kind of, I feel like if I talk at him, it's a little bit less wacky, but it feels good that other people do it too. And I'm learning to speak kinder to myself, because sometimes when I get messed up, I realize I'm really hard on myself. And I kind of think and say things that are kind of mean that I would never say to somebody else. And then I go, why am I saying it to myself? So it's a good way of keeping your thoughts and actions in check. Trying to be kinder to ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves all the time. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just hard on myself, but I don't think I'm the only one. It is definitely, it really is. And I'm saying it out loud too, because when I start kind of this new part of my career, I have to remember to be kind to myself too and allow myself to learn a new skill and to be patient. Because I'm not, right out of college anymore, and I've got another career and I've got a family and I've got other things, so I have to find that balance and allow myself the time it takes to do it and not be hard on myself. And if it takes longer to learn something, it just takes longer to learn something. Maybe it is. Yeah. It goes deeper than just drawing. It's how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the world, your inner voice. So I'm not going to build this one up too much darker. Don't want it to compete too much with this guy, but I have some. I don't have a tattoo. Isn't that funny? I've always wanted one. I had designed one after my dad passed, and it's been 6 years. It's just been sitting in my sketchbook. So maybe it's time to finally do it. And I have a feeling, as I hang out with the other artists and learn myself how to tattoo, that if I'm meant to have a tattoo, it'll happen kind of organically. And I'll either find the right person to do it for me or I'll do it myself. Like, I don't know. But right now, I need to focus on just my apprenticeship and learning everything the best I can and just being open-minded. I've always loved tattoos and I've been designing them so long. And I always love to see my clients get their tattoos, and it's really cool and it's transformative, especially when you're working with an artist and you have kind of something you want to say and you have somebody to help you interpret that into symbols for you, which is what I really like to do. So you're wearing this totem that means something to you, and it's marking an event or a transformation or a loss, and then wearing it around with you is a very powerful thing. These guys are starting to come alive. I'm really enjoying that depth now that we're getting up here. And I like the contrast between these guys, like these three that kind of like just came out of the background, merged in front, and they're just like, imagine the sea of jellyfish behind them. I like that element of danger too. I mean, they're beautiful, but it being caught in a... Oh, I never ended up Google. You know what? Let's just do it now because I keep saying things. Let's Google what a group of jellyfish is called. Group of jellyfish name. Oh, is a bloom or a swarm. A bloom is usually for a large group of jellyfish that gather in a small area. A bloom. Oh, some sources say a group of jellyfish is called a smack. Smack of Okay, so they didn't put too much research into that, but smack. Oh, that'd be fun, yeah, because they don't get stung by the tentacles, right? They live in sea anemones, right? The clownfish. That's a cute idea. Okay, so we got this guy, we got this guy. Let me see what this looks like. Grouper mouth. Ooh, yeah. See if I have one that's almost going vertically up. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I kind of like how that looks, but I'm gonna bring it, so there's like a 3, see that? It's gonna be like 3 here. So you got 1, 2, 3. So this one's gonna be in front of this one, in front of this one, and behind this one here. So I'm gonna bring it up just a tad bit here. So this one's gonna come up. You're gonna be right here. I like this one sneaking in here. I like this, that's happening. Like 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have 2 separate chunky tentacle things. So I'm gonna get rid of this one here in the middle. I'm gonna have 2 coming out. One's gonna be on this side. So then this would come down here. But this is going to be in front. Now you really, here's me talking to myself. Nice fun long tentacles here. Oh gosh, my aesthetic intuition. Whew, that's a deep question. I don't know where it comes from. I do know that growing up, I always related to art and animals. Like that was the two things that I always felt comfortable around. So if I could draw or there were animals, that's how I made it basically through my childhood. And then as I went through college, I kind of was a biology major and then ended up switching into art later on. And I think I've just always known that those are my things. And I've kind of found a way now through all these years of kind of, I think about the world in symbols now, and I use animals in the natural world to kind of tell this human experience story. It's hard to kind of explain how that happened. It's just something that organically kind of grew out of my experiences and how I see the world. And so I don't really know a correct answer to that question, except if there was something that you were born with, I was born with these predisposition or just a general knowing that that's what made sense to me. But I also was fortunate for all the ups and downs of my family growing up. They were always super encouraging of my art, even when I wasn't. And they kind of always believed in my talent and always kind of pushed me to continue going and pursuing these different art careers. And so I'm sure it's a little bit of everything. There's a fly in here. Oh, I'm happy with how this corner's turning out. I'm gonna push it, I can push it even further with the contrast, but I'm gonna wait until I get maybe one more here. Oh wow, well the feeling and knowing it looks right just comes from a hit and miss, and been doing this, been drawing my whole life and been showing professionally for 17 years now. And so I just kind of have a balance that I look for, and it's not something I know how to necessarily quantitatively put in words, but it's this kind of, that's why you probably see me squinting a lot. I kind of squint and I really look at the main components and just try to imagine it being on a scale and just kind of like weighing it in your head, the different elements. And I mean, you can see kind of this push and pull that's happening now with this, see there's kind of a diagonal here. I think it's just this overall feeling of balance is kind of what I'm usually trying to strike. And if I don't want it balanced, it's because I really want a feeling of unbalance in the drawing. It's an intentional unbalancing of the composition to make you feel unbalanced and uncomfortable. See how I'm pushing this guy forward now? See how he's starting to come out a little bit more? So this guy's really distinguishing himself from the background jellyfish. Oh my gosh, there's an annoying fly in here. But thank you for saying it makes sense, because sometimes I feel like I talk and nothing actually makes sense. It's how I draw, just a whole bunch of words strung together. Stream of consciousness. I wish I could put into words exactly how I feel when I'm drawing. But then I'd be a writer, and I'm not a writer. Oh, thank you. I think that's a good spot to leave it at today. I'm gonna work on this a little bit in between now and Tuesday. So I'm hoping to finish it up by next Tuesday, because I'll be out of town after that for a show in Jacksonville, Wyoming. So I'm actually flying out there. I'm gonna be out there for 4 days attending that. So what I'd like to do is work on this now through the weekend, and then put the finishing touches on Tuesday so everybody can see it completed, because I normally just take them away and then send them out. So I'd like to finish this so you can watch from start to finish, but it needs way more work than an hour on Tuesday's gonna let me. So I'm gonna try to get it to that point, or very close to that point. So thank you everybody so much for joining, and let's see if we can get this. I'll just slowly kind of, so you can see the whole thing. So I'll see everybody back hopefully on Tuesday, and then if I can get my act together, we'll put the finishing touches on it. Thank you everybody so much.